Today on Talking Democracy, I welcome Carrie Simpson-Voth, Professor of Art at FHSU, and Sergey Grigoryan, winner of the American Democracy Project Poster Contest. Professor Simpson-Voth guides her students in an important project every fall, the ADP Poster Contest. Art lets us see life and society from different perspectives. Simpson-Voth's students always bring an intriguing perspective on our political world. Today we're talking the art of political engagement on Talking Democracy. Welcome to Talking Democracy with Carrie Simpson-Voth, Sergey Grigoryan. Thank you two for joining me here today.
Thank you.
It's become one of these favorite things of mine every fall. We've got our standing appointment where you'll come on Talking Democracy. And for people who are new to FHSU, probably were wondering a week or so ago, what's with all of these posters in the middle of the Memorial Union? Why is the Tiger Talkback board down? But talk to us a little bit about this poster contest for people who don't know too much about it yet.
Okay. About 4 years ago, I was approached by members of the ADP, and they said, you know, we'd love to do a project with your students if they could do posters concerning civic engagement and democracy and all of these other issues that we deal with as a society. And so at that time, I thought, well, we're already doing something like that. You want to come with me? So I took them into the gallery where we had our student show at the time, our graphic design show, and showed them the 50-some posters that we had hanging in there, some of which were political or related to civic engagement already. And they instantly said, yes, this is what we're looking for. So I just turned a project that I already had, geared it towards the ADP, and it went from there. And so 4 years later, here we are successfully going again. And so we started with about 25 posters the first year, and this year it was 62. So.
Do you limit the students to a number of posters, or is it basically just limited by the imagination and the inspiration that each student has?
Well, I assign them 5 posters. I teach them 10 different styles, of historical styles of graphic design, and then of those 10 they pick 5 styles to design from. And not specifically designing just in that style, but taking that style, taking elements of it, making it their own, and applying it to the concept that they have. Now, of those 5 posters, they can choose to do all 5, or they can do 3, and then they can do 2 on something else. But I think the majority of people, actually, I believe that they all did all 5 on the ADP theme.
And so these styles, mostly delineated by historical eras. You would see one kind of time-bound era dominated by one of these particular styles. Give us a couple of examples of what some of those styles would be.
Okay, early 1900s, Art Nouveau, clear up to now, which would be Digital Revolution, and all of the in-between, such as Swiss design, Russian constructivism, Dada, things that were affected by war times, just the Industrial Revolution, even Digital Revolution, and things like that. So there was a whole array of technique that you can use. If they did something with Art Nouveau, I suggested they do it by hand with watercolor. Try to really immerse yourself in the style and the techniques that they used at the time, and not use the computer until the very end to put their things together.
And so with each of these styles, you'd mentioned art in a time of war. And seems like that sometimes art is used for propaganda. When you were creating this, were you worried initially that there may be some kind of propagandizing going on using art for these political purposes?
I was hoping everything would go on. I just wanted them to have an opinion. And a lot of times at their age, they're really influenced already by what maybe their parents believe or what their parents don't believe. As we saw in a case a few years ago, the parents didn't have any political views, so the student grew up with nothing and had to get people, how would I get myself involved in this if I have no opinion myself and I've never voted? And so that's kind of what I asked my students, challenge them, is how do you get your generation to be active? What do you want, what do you want to say? And say whatever it is you want to say. And if whatever you have to say to do it or whatever you have to do to get there, that's fine with me. So I was all for whatever they were going for.
That's fantastic. We need to take a quick break, but I want to come right back and we'll talk a little bit with Sergey about his prize-winning work in the American Democracy poster contest here at FHSU. Back in a moment with more Talking Democracy.